Hi, this is Jesse from Deep South Beekeeping and more. I have a couple of colonies that are they're very small. I checked on them yesterday and they have very few resources, so I'm going to go feed them this afternoon. They need some help. And I want to talk to you about the options we have as beekeepers to feed our colonies when they require it. You know, many folks like the entrance feeders, and I use them sometimes. But what I don't like about them is when you put the jar on them and put them in the entrance, I've got a feeling that it encourages robbing or ants or wasp. So I try to avoid them most of the time. Another option you have is an in-frame feeder. Now this holds a lot. I'm not sure. It might hold like a gallon. And of course that's going to discourage robbing, and it's going to do a great job. But it's a little inconvenient. You've got to open up your hive and you've got to remove more than one frame because it's pretty wide and put it in there and keep it filled. But that's an option. What I like to do is I think this is a half gallon or close to it. I fill it about halfway with just granulated sugar and I add some things to it. I add about a teaspoon of this feeding stimulant by Honeybee Healthy. There's a disadvantage to this. It's expensive. It's about $35 a bottle. So I don't know if I'll keep purchasing this or not. There's another one called an amino bee feeding product by Honeybee Healthy, and it's like $38 for the small bottle, 16 ounces. So really, I just kind of use what I have. Bees don't mind. Now, one thing I always do, this pollen substitute from Ultra Bee, and I think I bought this from Man Lake. I always put a couple of teaspoons of this in with my sugar. Always. Now I buy it in a big pail and I just keep this little container full. Now another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give them about 1 drop of lemongrass oil. Let's see if we can make that happen. I think I put maybe 2 in there. That stuff drives the bees crazy. It will get them feeding. Now, since I have a little of this, I'll put a little in. I've already shaken it up. I just put a little in it. I've been known to put a couple of tablespoons of honey in it. I just kind of do my thing. Now, I bought these jars from Foxhound Bee Company in Birmingham, ordered them. And the lids, these are nice jugs and they're nice lids. They come with little legs on them. They're not very high, maybe not even 1/8 of an inch. And it makes them stand up. I cut them off. I just took my knife and cut them off just like that. The reason, as you can see my inner cover here, I built most of my inner covers, but this is a bought one that I just, instead of the oval hole, I cut a round hole in it, to fit these jars. You notice that I did put a screen there, so when I go to feed the bees, I don't have to worry about, I don't even smoke them. I just feed them. No bees are coming out. Now, there's something else that I did. I filled these cavities with silicone. And the reason I did that is I found that during the hot summer when the small hive beetles are very active, the beetles would hide in those little cavities. So you don't want that. You want as few hive beetles as are possible. So fill those in with silicone. Doesn't hurt the bees. After I get my ingredients in here, I take some warm water. Smells good. Bees will like it. Now, while you're traveling to your apiary, you don't want to use this lid, obviously. It'll get all over the place. Then, when I get to the apiary, take the top cover off. I set it down on the wire. And since that's a very tall jug, just put you an empty tin frame on the top of it and put your top cover on. This keeps the sun off of the sugar water, keeping it from getting too hot. It keeps wasp and whatever else wants that sugar water away, and you'll see an ant or two once in a while, but I've never had any major trouble with that. There's just advantages to doing it this way. Some of my boxes, you'll see when I get down to the apiary, are even insulated. But I'll show you the rest of this when I get to the apiary. But this is my preferred method for feeding. I'm going to let it grab its vacuum and set it right there. Now that lemongrass oil is pretty powerful, and I don't want any robber bees thinking they can sneak in this way. They would actually come up there, but they couldn't get to this hive, but they could get on this side of the wire. So I'm going to block that vent up. And I'll add a deep box to it, keep the sun off of it, keep the robbers away. Yellow jackets are bad here. And put the top on it. Now, while I'm here, I want to show you how I have most of my hives set up. Most of my hives, I leave a deep box on the top. I have it insulated. Now that's a candy board on top of it. That'll be coming off soon. But I actually put a little border on these. I spent a career in the Air Force, and I have a tendency to go overboard on a few things. But let me show you how this is set up. I drill a hole in the back of it, and I put screen wire over it. In the summer, I unblock the hole, and that provides ventilation, because normally here in the center, I'm going to have an inner cover with screen on it, like I just showed you on the previous hive. So it can vent out the top and then out here. And as it warms up, I'll be taking this off so they can have that ventilation. Now in the winter, when you have a candy board on, you need to put a vent in the top of your candy board. Just a small one. And so to keep water from blowing in there, I put a little front porch on it. That's what these little pieces of metal are for here. Just to keep wind and rain from blowing in. And then the vents on the other side. So that's how my hives are set up. Plus, I insulate them. Of course, that's going to help with the sun in the summertime, and it's going to help keep them warmer in the winter. The little border I was showing you on the previous hive, see, it comes down over this inner cover. I know they'll propolize it, but they can't propolize the top because they can't get to it. So that little border, keeps the water out. If this video was helpful to you, please hit like and subscribe. This is Jesse with Deep South Beekeeping and more. I'll see you on the next video.